Mechanical engineering. A clutch is a device that is used to engage or disengage the power transmission between two rotating shafts. It allows the transmission of power from one shaft to another, or to interrupt the transmission of power when necessary. The basic function of a clutch is to engage the engine to the transmission when the driver wants to move the vehicle, and to disengage it when the driver wants to stop or shift gears. A clutch typically consists of a friction material, such as a clutch disc, that is pressed against a flywheel or pressure plate using a clutch pedal or lever. When the friction material is engaged, the power is transmitted between the two shafts. When the clutch is disengaged, the friction material is separated from the flywheel or pressure plate, interrupting the power transmission. Clutches are used in a variety of applications, including automobiles, motorcycles, industrial machinery, and agricultural equipment. They come in different types, such as mechanical, hydraulic, and electromagnetic, depending on the specific application and requirements. The basic principle of a clutch is simple. Two plates with frictional surfaces are pressed together to transmit power from one shaft to another. When the plates are separated, power transmission is interrupted. In a manual transmission system, the clutch consists of a clutch plate, also known as a friction disc, and a flywheel. The clutch plate is attached to the transmission input shaft, while the flywheel is bolted to the engine's crankshaft. When the clutch pedal is depressed, the pressure plate, which is spring-loaded, moves away from the clutch plate, releasing the How does friction or dry clutch works? A friction or dry clutch works by using the frictional force between two surfaces to transmit power. It is typically used in manual transmission vehicles, motorcycles, and other similar applications. The friction clutch consists of two main parts: the clutch plate, also known as the friction disc, and the pressure plate. The clutch plate is located between the engine's flywheel and the transmission's input shaft. The pressure plate is bolted to the flywheel and exerts pressure on the clutch plate through a series of springs or a diaphragm spring. When the clutch pedal is not pressed, the pressure plate applies pressure on the clutch plate, causing it to be pressed against the flywheel. This creates a frictional force that allows the engine's power to be transmitted to the transmission, which then transfers it to the wheels. When the clutch pedal is pressed, the pressure on the clutch plate is released, which separates it from the flywheel. This breaks the frictional contact between the two surfaces, allowing the engine to spin without transmitting power to the transmission or wheels. This is what enables the driver to change gears without grinding or damaging the transmission. The materials used for the clutch plate and the flywheel are typically designed to provide high frictional contact without slipping excessively. Clutch plates are usually made of composite materials that can handle high temperatures and pressures. The flywheel is typically made of cast iron or steel and is designed to dissipate heat generated by friction. The use of a friction clutch allows for precise control of the transmission and is an essential component of manual transmission systems. How to wear and tear, especially if it is used aggressively or if it is not maintained properly. Regular maintenance and careful use can help to extend the life of a friction clutch.